You are sitting in a perfectly quiet room. The day is over, you are finally relaxing, and then it happens. A name flashes across your glowing screen. Your stomach drops, your palms start to sweat, your heart rate immediately speeds up. You stare at the screen, holding your breath until the ringing finally stops. And the second the missed call notification appears, the panic vanishes. You immediately open your messaging app and type, "Hey, missed your call, what's up?" to the exact same person. As this cycle sounds familiar, you are in the majority. This demographic breakdown chart shows exactly who is avoiding the dial tone. Look specifically at the younger generations here. 70% of millennials and a massive majority of Gen Z report experiencing distinct physical anxiety markers whenever their phone rings. Psychologists have a specific name for this condition: telephonophobia. It is officially classified as a subset of social anxiety, characterized by a severe reluctance to make or receive voice calls. This is a clinical reality with documented physical symptoms like nausea and shortness of breath. The strange part is how specific this fear is. You might be perfectly comfortable giving a presentation at work or having a 2-hour face-to-face conversation with a stranger at a coffee shop. So why does the simple act of holding a piece of glass to your ear cause your brain's operating system to completely crash? To understand the crash, we have to look at how we were built. Human evolution designed our brains to process communication primarily through physical, environmental data. Sound was only ever a fraction of the total equation. When you talk to someone in person, your brain is quietly processing a massive, high-speed stream of visual cues. You read their posture to gauge their mood. You track their eye contact to see if they're paying attention. You scan their micro-expressions to confirm you are safe and that the interaction is going well. A phone call aggressively cuts off that entire data stream. You are left trying to navigate a complex social interaction using only a highly compressed audio feed, completely stripping away the visual context your nervous system relies on to feel secure. This creates a dangerous information vacuum for your primitive survival code. In the natural world, showing vulnerability to an unseen group was a fatal risk, like a wounded animal and its predators. Because your brain can't see the person on the other end to verify their intent, it defaults to a high alert state, treating the unknown voice as a potential threat hiding in the dark. That sudden spike of dread you feel isn't a personality flaw. It is a biological defense mechanism firing off because you are missing the crucial visual data required to guarantee your social survival. This diagram shows a cross-section of the human brain attached to a CPU usage meter, demonstrating a concept known as cognitive load. Think of cognitive load as the exact amount of mental processing power your brain requires to complete a task at any given second. Watch what happens when you receive a text message. The CPU meter remains low and entirely stable. You read the words, process the information at your own pace, and draft a response using very little mental energy. Now watch the system process a live phone call. Without body language to guide you, your brain has to work overtime to guess the caller's mood, interpret awkward silences, and invent responses in real time. The meter spikes to 99% and flashes red. This exhaustion reflects the sheer amount of work your brain just performed, forcing its predictive software to run at maximum capacity until the moment you finally hung up. But the exhaustion of the call itself is only half the problem. The other half is how the call begins. A text message is inherently polite. It sits quietly on your screen and waits for you to have the time and energy to engage with it. A ringing phone demands your attention immediately, ready or not. This unpredictable timing triggers sensory overload, a state where your highly sensitive nervous system is violently jolted by an unscripted demand for immediate performance. It feels exactly like a stranger walking right through your front door without knocking, sitting on your couch and demanding you entertain them right now. The second you answer, you hand over your autonomy. You no longer control how long the interaction lasts. You don't control the topic of conversation, and finding a polite exit strategy requires a complex, awkward negotiation. A ringing phone triggers your fight or flight response because it acts as an unpredictable ambush. It is a direct breach of your personal environmental boundaries. Watching your screen light up until the call drops to voicemail serves as a vital safeguard for your psychological energy. Psychologists call this environmental mastery. By delaying your response, you grant your brain the necessary seconds to secure its surroundings, process the interruption, and safely regain control over the moment. When you text the person back instead, you are taking a volatile, unscripted performance and converting it into a safe, controllable data exchange. You remove the pressure of time and the fear of awkward silences. Ignoring that call is an intentional, highly effective energy-saving investment. It is a logical boundary you draw to maintain your stability in a hyper-connected world. We still live in a society where voice communication is occasionally required. Careers demand quick negotiations, and emergencies happen. You cannot throw your phone into the ocean. If your anxiety is severely impacting your daily life, clinical therapists recommend a technique called microexposures. You start by making low-stakes, automated calls, like checking a pharmacy's business hours. You practice the physical act of holding the phone and listening, without the pressure of having to perform for an audience. For friends and family, you can protect your nervous system by strictly scheduling your calls via text first. Asking, "Are you free to talk at 4 p.m.?" completely removes the ambush factor, preventing the sudden spike in cognitive load. But above all else, stop judging yourself. The next time your phone vibrates and your chest tightens, recognize that anxiety for what it actually is: your brain successfully executing a bandwidth protection protocol. Preferring to text does not mean you are antisocial. It does not mean you lack the skills to connect with people. It simply means you know exactly how much battery you need to have before you engage with the world.